What's going on, friends? I am Brian, and today we are looking at a mega portable power station. This thing came from FFpower. It is a 2,000 watt solar generator. It is absolutely a behemoth. So let me get this big giant box out of the way because this thing's giant. So guys, this thing weighs 50 pounds. It is not light. This is not a backpacker's power station. This is not something you're gonna go hiking with. This thing is a massive unit, but it's a heck of a unit, I will say that for sure. This thing puts out a lot of power. So I'm just gonna go over some real quick specs because nobody was really honestly interested that much about specs. I'm gonna make this thing power my entire RV. All the lights, the fans, the vents, and the 5,000 BTU AC, and let you guys see that it can run it. But just, you know, to get things out of the way, again, this thing weighs 50 pounds, okay? It is not light. 2,000 watt hours. I know a lot of people are, want to know about charging. So this thing, you can input 1,600 watts of charging juice into this thing at once. That is 1,100 watts off of the AC power brick. And if you have an Anderson input, that can take up to 500 watts, giving you a total of 1,600 watts. So you can charge this bad boy from 0 to 100% in an hour and a half. That's 2,000 watts. So that is extremely fast charging. If you're only going to use the AC power brick, 1,100 watts, that's going to take you about 2 hours to charge this thing from flat to full, which is pretty darn impressive. The DC charging cable that it comes with, that you can plug into your cigarette lighter in your car or your truck, will input 240 watts. So one of the different things about this unit that's different than any of the other units that I have is that this is actually can be used as a UPS. And uninterrupted power supply. What that means is that you can take this, you can put it next to your refrigerator. You can plug this into the wall, you can plug your refrigerator into the AC inputs on the side of this unit, and say your power goes out. You're off the grid now. This thing within 10 milliseconds will automatically cut on and power your fridge if the electricity goes off in your house. You hook it up to your fridge, hook it up to your computer, your laptop, anything that's 1,100 watts or less, this thing will work as a UPS. This, of course, does take solar charging, anywhere from 18 volts to 48 volts worth of solar charging. This is lithium iron phosphate battery, so the manufacturer states this thing gets 3,500 cycles until it diminishes down to 70% of the battery. So again, after 3,500 cycles, you're only going to get 70% of the usable battery life. Now keep in mind, 3,500 cycles is a very long time. This, of course, does have your standard battery management system. It's got your overload protection. It's got a cooling fan built in to when it reaches a certain internal temperature, those fans will kick on and it'll cool off all the internals. Okay, so let me just bring you guys in real quick to see all of the inputs on this, and then we're gonna go hook this bad boy up to my camper. Okay, so starting out up here on the top left, we've got your 12 volt, 10 amp cigarette style input. You've got your 12 volt, 10 amp XT60 input. You've got a 12 volt, 3 amp barrel input, and you've got another 12 volt, 3 amp barrel input. You've got 4 USBs. You've got 2 quick charge 18 watt USBs, and then you've got your 2 regular 2.4 amp USBs over here. Now you have 2 power delivery 100 watt. These are output only, but you have a total of 200 watts if you add these together of output power on your USB type C inputs right here. You've got your power button up here. We'll go ahead and kick this thing on. You can see the screen. Press and hold. You've got a light. Press and hold to cut it off. So that is the front screen, okay? When you move around over here to the side, flip open this little latch, this is where you're going to plug in your charging cord. Now this unit does not have a charging brick. It's all built in inside. So the only thing that this comes with is literally like an extension cord that you plug into the wall to right here. Then you've got your 500 watt max Anderson input right here. You've got your overload protection switch right here. So if this does overload, you come back in here and you hit that button and it resets itself. And on the side is where all of your AC inputs are going to be. So you've got a total of 6 AC plugs right there. And if you're going to use that, plug it in, and then you hit that little AC button to turn on the inverter. And then up top, they make it real simple. It's got a little storage attic, and this is where you can keep your charging cables. So it comes with these Anderson solar cables. It comes with the Anderson to cigarette style charging cable, and this is your AC charging cable. Again, no brick at all whatsoever. You plug this in to the side of the unit, plug this into your wall at your house, and this thing will charge up to 1100 watts at once. So your electric bill might go up when you charge this thing, but it will fast charge it for sure. Okay guys, so I promise you I'm gonna run this thing off of my camper to make sure everything runs properly, but to warm it up, here's a 1500 watt heater that I'm going to plug into it. I'm gonna turn on the inverter. Turn this thing on, and it is on max. The watts that are pulling are down here, 1160, 1180, 1200. It's gonna go all the way up to, we're averaging around 1250 watts of this space heater running right now. And you can see the average remaining runtime is gonna be 75 minutes running that amount of wattage. You got your battery meter right here. Okay, it's 105 degrees outside, so I'm gonna cut this space heater off now and take you guys into the garage where my camper is. Okay, full disclosure guys, I have not done this test yet. So, I'm gonna hook up my trailer. Okay, so this cord is coming directly off of my trailer. I'll plug that in, and nothing should be being utilized right now. I got 3 watts, and that's just from vampire juice running on the inverter in there. But I'm gonna start slowly. I'm gonna go in and turn every light on and every fan on. Okay, so I've got every light on in the camper. I've got my exterior lights on, if you guys can see. I've got my interior LEDs, I've got my TV, I've got my ceiling roof vent on. That's on. We are pulling 64 watts. 61 watts to be exact. I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna start the AC on fan only. Plug in the AC unit, low fan. I'm gonna go to high fan. Now we're gonna go to low cool, get that compressor turning on. And I'm gonna step out here and look at the wattage. 450 watts. Now I'm gonna go to high cool, max cold. We're at about 470 watts. And I've got 3 hours of runtime remaining. So if you guys can see, I've got 3 hours left. My AC unit and everything running together, right now I'm at 485 watts. That's gonna continue to climb a little bit. I reckon I'll probably get to around 500 watts total. But I'll be darned, man, this thing right here can run my entire camper. And the cool thing is that this does have, I can plug in, like say a solar panel, and I can charge while I'm running this unit. Now I'm not gonna be pulling in 500 watts of solar power with what I have, but I can still input a little bit of juice into this thing while I'm using it. So guys, while I sweat my tail off in this garage in Texas, this thing's awesome. I mean, I know it's 2,000 watts and this little camper was only pulling 500 watts, but that's with the AC going at full blast, every single light that I can imagine having on. The only thing I didn't have plugged in was a 12-volt fridge, and that thing on average pulls 50 watts. And that's only when that compressor is running once every 20 or 30 minutes. So by far, this unit would take care of that, no issues asked. And the fact that this thing is a UPS means that you can hook this thing up to some sensitive, important equipment in your house. If power runs dead, the electricity goes out, this thing will kick on almost instantaneously and power that device if you have, power down, grid failure, whatever. So pretty cool little unit. I'm really impressed with it, and I will be using this kind coming up on a few of my camping trips because I've got something special in store to show you guys that's gonna hopefully keep me cool in these brutal Texas summers. Because if I didn't do something about it, I wouldn't be able to camp in July and August because it just gets too hot. So I will be using this to power and air conditioning in my truck. So stay tuned for that, guys. But for the FFpower 2000, man, this thing's a beast. It's amazing. So I will leave a link down below in the description for you folks to go check it out yourself if you're in the market for this type of unit. Again, this is not like a throw in your backpack type of battery station. This is not something that's really portable. It's 50 pounds, it is heavy duty, but if you need something this size, this is a very good unit. And again, it's lithium iron phosphate, so the batteries are extremely safe and they're gonna last a lot longer than your typical lithium ion batteries. So guys, with that, that was a fun test and we will see you soon. Take care.